Oh, testing. Mo. Mo, come on, man. You got him. Later, I promise. Mo, come on. If you not, Mo, beat it. Come on, Mo, beat it. Later, I promise. God damn it. Okay. The Blues Travelers and Dan Aykroyd on Saturday Night Live in the mid-70s, I believe that was. It was going to be an opener, but it jammed, so I got to hear the whole thing. We got some stuff we got to talk about tonight. It dawned on me, even still, I've been sober so many years, sometimes things that were like in there, buried in there, they'll just come out one day. A story or a night or an event or whatever. And it's strange. Today's thing I thought about this morning, early in the morning, like pretty much when I opened my eyes, I realized it. There were this couple, nice couple. We were at this place on the Intercoastal. It was a nice restaurant, had two bars, great seafood. And for Florida, good seafood's hard to come by, believe it or not. Even in the Keys. So I'm hanging out. When we were just hanging out talking, they were a real friendly couple. We were laughing, talking. Where are they from? They were total Southerners, and it was an odd mix, especially for back then because it was worse than it is now. But the South still hates the North, and I don't know why that still goes on, but it does. So, and it was an odd mix, especially in the '90s. So we're hanging out, we're talking, we're buying drinks, we get hammered. The guy's buying everything. Real nice guy, classy, everything. Him and his wife. We get hammered. He's buying everything, buying meals. He said, "Give me Tony's tip, blah blah blah." Real nice guy. We could come back to our house. We're gonna smoke a joint. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, why not? Cool. Maybe maybe my who is it? His wife's cousin's niece might have been there, and she was hot. They were selling her for hours. So I was like, all right, yeah, because they were having like a little bit of a shindig, her sister-in-law or something, whatever. They're having a little shindig back at the house. So I'm like, yeah, it's the party. And so we go back there. Great time, bunch of people, bunch of nice people, and they didn't. And let me remind you, back then it was horrible in the '90s, but no animosity towards me because they even called me Yankee. Someone was like, "Yo, Yankee, come here," and I didn't because they didn't mean it bad. I didn't take it bad, so I was like, "What?" That was like my nickname. Anytime I hung out with these people, and I didn't care. They didn't mean nothing by it, so we just like Yankee, whatever. So friendly, real nice place, real friendly bunch of people. Everyone was nice, and the place was packed. Their backyard, everybody was nice. They had like a 14-year-old daughter, a 10-year-old son, and an 8-year-old son. That's what it was. She remember. I remember her saying they were close together. I remember her saying it felt like I was never not pregnant when I was young. And man, everything was good. So I was a little perturbed that they were outside when we were all passing around a joint. I was a little uncomfortable with that, but by then I was drunk. It dawned on me like I noticed it, but it ain't my kids, I didn't care. I was I was 19 at this point in my life. I remember I was 19. So we're hanging out. Then everyone goes around and they're going, "Hey Tom, look, we're trashed. We'll pay for a cab to get you home, but you're more than welcome. You can crash on the couch." After a night of party like this, he said, "I make a huge breakfast for all the other people that are crashed in the bedrooms here. We go all out." He goes, "We drink a little bit more." He said, "And we have a huge beat like feast." And I was like, "All right." So now we whatnot. A couple of people woke up and left. I remember quite a few people had woken up and left and called cabs and whatnot. So it was me, them, and their friend from somewhere where they used to live and his wife. So it was the five of us. So then we started doing lines. I'm like, all right. And that was new. That's just when I started doing that. I got heavy into it when I was doing this stand up, but that was the start of it. I remember I was about 19. I was 20, excuse me. I was 20. And that's when I started with the line. Every so often I would do a line here, a line there. But this night, I don't gotta worry about driving. My car, and even my car's still at the bar. You know what I mean? So whatever. So now I'm partying up. We're doing lines and everything. So now everyone once again slowly starts to go in their bedrooms and leave and whatnot. So yeah, it's on the couches in the bedroom. Come in our bedroom. I was like, your bedroom? Yeah. So I took notice. I thought that was a little strange, but whatever. Long story short, actually, I can't because this is part of the good. This is part of the story. So now I'm passed out on the couch. Couch is here, the edge of and their bed is the heads against that wall. So I'm laying there. Someone else in here. Donnie, his wife is kneeling in front of me with a nightie off, and her tits hanging out. She had nice tits. So I go, no. I said, go to bed. I said, no, I don't do that. I said, go to bed. Your husband's great to me. I said, go to bed. Then all of a sudden the light goes on. And Tony, we knew anything. So now he was in on it. Now, him and his wife break out the glass stem, it's called. This was my introduction to crack. So they're packing up crack. We're getting high on crack. And now they're making out and getting naked, and he's naked. And I was young, and I was like, this is, look, I started getting a little thing, but then she took off her nightie, and then I didn't want to be rude at this point. I didn't want to be rude, so I stayed. So after I stayed, next thing you know, they called me over to the bed. So I had a threesome with them, with the kids less than 5 feet away. Then they start arguing and fighting. Loud. Parents are behaving this way. Parents. And I don't want to hear north, south, nothing, because we were in suburbia. They had money. These were not stupid people. This is what and the beauty of this was this man had the balls when we were talking earlier before to be bitching about the government. He's doing coke, smoking crack, bringing strangers into his house to have sex with his wife, with his kids. I'm telling you, there were rooms right next to us. No disregard, fam. Didn't give a shit. No disregard. Who cares? Me. Then he says to me, no, the wife said this to me, excuse me. I need some time. I'm a good mother. I need time to me. And this shouldn't be considered a drug problem. Though while I'm on probation, this shouldn't be saying this with a straight face to me. I should have my alone time. Yeah, alone time like that for you should be rehab. Nothing normal about that. Remember that commercial when I was a kid? I'll never forget it. The father walks in the room with a little trinket box, whatever you want to call it. He opens it up and there's joints inside. Your mother said she found this in your room. Where did you get this stuff? Who taught you how to do this stuff? You, Dad. I learned it by watching you. Parents who use drugs have kids who use drugs. Remember that commercial? Another time I met a couple in a bar going the same deal. Go back to the house, party and whatnot and everything. Then the kids are upstairs sleeping. She's a stripper, he's a junk pusher. Living in suburbia. His neighbor was a doctor. Think things are a little different now? Yeah. Yeah. Foreign mobs coming and making a lot of money. And they're not all bad like the ones I happen to meet down Florida. They're really not. You got ones that I know, that people that I've met. Mexicans, I always like Mexicans. I always like Latinos because they're very family oriented, they're respectful, and they're classy. He may not have no money, but when he takes his wife out once a month, he's going to look good, and so is she. and they're gonna have a badass time. So don't think I'm a complete brain. I hate all the fun because I don't. I grew up with a Russian. Her father was a gangster. I love her to pieces. I still love her. I haven't seen her in years, but I know her since the 5th grade, and we stayed friends forever, all through that time. He was Russian. I knew the Indians. I used to go to the delis with. They used to sell us 40s back when we were 16 years old. 40s a beer, 32s a beer. The guy used to only have 32s, and he felt bad because we used to have to chip in and buy 2 each, right? So, yeah, we needed that little extra. So, they made this guy. One guy made a card, and every time we used to go in, they would take the card out of our wallet and he'd punch a thing in a circle. Every 10th 40 was free. We had everyone in the school going to that place. He loved us. And then he got that just from being nice to us. That's why I always laughed when all my friends growing up would say, "Oh, these Indians or these Arabs, they're stupid. They don't know anything." And I would just sit back and go, "No, they're not. They are not stupid. Look, there's like 20 of us walking 20 blocks to go to one guy, and that's him. How is he stupid?" I grew up with two Indian friends. They were very good friends of mine. I'll never forget them. Knitting and written. They were twins. They were Indian. Nicest kids in the world. So I don't think it's that. It's just a lot of them aren't raised with morals or those. And a lot of them are stupid. They don't know. And stupid doesn't mean education. Because every culture's got that's why they call them a mob, because they're organized and they're making money. And why do you need the American mafia that everyone wants to think is so bad? To control it all so you don't lose touch with your country. And a lot of those foreign gangs, they kill everybody. The Americans, they just kill you because that's who I got a problem with. And they're so bad. How they've been history a million times they've helped history. The riots in the 60s in this city they were having with the Martin Luther King. They went to the gallows. The mob. The mayor. The mayor of New York went to the Joe Gallo and the mob and said, "We can't stop these things. The army's been there. We can't stop them. It just it keeps on going. They're gonna destroy everything." You know what they do? Went to the area in Brooklyn and then all went to their side to kind of not surround them, but shield them. And they all said, "Cross that line, you're gonna deal with me." That, that line. Riot stopped in a half hour. Half hour, the riot stopped. And then, of course, the media and press and everyone else wanted to judge him for it. He said, "What'd you go to the mob for?" He said, "What they got to the mob for?" He said, "Because the army couldn't stop it, the cops couldn't stop it. I went to the mob. The riot stopped in a half hour. That's why I went to the mob." You think you need them? If you didn't have them, who? would be stopping all these other people with the computer crimes now they're all getting involved in. They're bringing in more drugs, the women, the trafficking, the illegal entries, the IDs. All they would be. They would take over the whole place in a matter of hours. And you want to tell me they're bad people? Oh, they break your leg. Yeah, they break your legs if you don't pay them the money you owe them, the money that the bank wouldn't even give you. But they saved your ass, didn't they? Now you don't have the money. I got to do something. And it's not like you miss one payment there. That's it, man. You late, they break your legs. They break your legs when they say, "All right, look, he's not getting it." That's why I have a hate for Giuliani and the rest of what they did to really, even though he was too much of a showman and too ostentatious about his life, it was Gotti. He was like he was like Gambino. He wasn't as smart as Gambino, but he comes from the family. But he was tough like him. Oh yes, he was. He was a respected man. Had charisma, and he was smart. Very intelligent. He was. Who made him into the gung ho, treacherous, really extremely angry, violent man he was at the end? The government, because they were torturing him. They were getting mad. They were taking it personal that he was getting away because you think he was telling them to take his picture and make him famous? Nobody told him that. They were doing it on their own, and they needed him. They were taking his money. You don't think they were feds on the payroll? Of course there was. You're out of your mind if you don't think that. They can control crime. They can't fight crime. It's impossible. You can control crime. That's their job. That's what they do. And it ain't gonna be perfect. Nothing's gonna go smoothly. What does go smoothly? I can't even rub one out in peace, and I live alone. But go ahead. Let's focus on Trump. Let's focus on the government, how evil they are. And then because we feel we need a vacation, we're gonna go smoke crack in the bedroom with the stranger and my husband. And they had a normal lifestyle. Dealers live in suburbia now. They have a normal lifestyle. Now let me ask you another question. And I'm not a big fan of drug dealers at all. There is a good part of me that blames them for what I had to go through. Even though I feel I shouldn't, I don't blame them. I just don't like them because they had something to do. I don't like drug dealers. I never did, even when I was using the drugs. I didn't like drug dealers. They live in suburbia too, but how are they paying those bills? They're providing a service. You want to think the problem is all these drug deals? The problem is why are people using the drugs? Maybe you want to focus on that. And if you really think about it, honestly, that kind of approach is tougher on the brain because it requires you to think. And I know this ADD society doesn't like to think too much, but take a moment, listen to the Dr. Floyd. If you just relax, I totally forgot what I was gonna say because I went off on this ADD tangent. Holy shit! This is so bad. All right, all right. Um, where was I? I was going back into with those people. Focus on why you're using the drugs. Why you feel the reason to take a cocaine vacation in your bedroom. That's what you should be focusing on. Because though you think it's harder, that's the easier approach. Drugs is made all over the world. You can't stop it. There's always people that are going to want it. You can't stop. Too many people make money off it to stop it. You can't stop it. But what you can stop is the desire to use them. That's what you can stop. I had drugs done right in front of me not too long ago. See ya. Wasn't even have to see ya. Bye. You know what I tell people nowadays? Took that trip already. I didn't like it. And I don't recommend it. But do what you gotta do. I'm out of here. That journey sucks. How do you think these kids are gonna grow up? How do you think those strippers kids are gonna grow up? How do you think? Why is there a poor community and a rich community? Don't they see that like the stripper doesn't know what to do? Don't you see that? It's not like Bubbles like, nah, screw IBM. I'm going to Crystals. So yeah, IBM can kiss my ass. What benefits? Kiss my ass. I want 2 kids and a pimp. You stupid. You really think that's going on? I doubt it. I bet you those words have never been uttered other than just right now. The only times ever been said. Because who in their right mind would say that? Nobody. But let's not focus on that. Let's spend billions of dollars a year in manpower on trying to stop all these other drug dealers. When as we're stopping them, other ones are funding themselves and starting. They're like ants. That's not the problem. Everybody knows how bad crack is. Everybody knows how bad. Everybody think the crackhead doesn't always kill himself. It's the cheapest form of suicide, smoking crack. You know, thinking, I mean, at the 2 brain surgeries, two brain surgeries, a stroke, and a head injury. You don't think that maybe I thought when I was putting lines up my nose or packing my stem, maybe I shouldn't be doing it. This is probably gonna kill me. Of course it is. That was the first thing I would think of. What do you think? I'm stupid? I knew what I was doing. But the bad thing about it is not only are they hurting themselves and killing themselves and risking diseases and all the bullshit, they don't know what I could have had. Risking all that. What about the kids? I could have been a complete psychopath. He didn't frisk me before I came in his house. I could have had a machine gun hanging around my freaking jacket. I could have killed him, his wife, the kids, waited for anyone else in the house. I would have had plenty of food. That's the problem. You want to have real reality? You want to call things reality? I got an idea for one. This is your life. Cameras follow you around for 6 months. They follow you in the friggin' bathroom. They just won't put it on the show. I don't even care. Or maybe they will. Whatever. Who knows? I'll work the cameras. I'll decide. So they find, and then what they do is after that 6 months, they sit you down and say, "Listen, you dumbass, watch. This is your life. This is the stuff you do. This is your life. Watch. Go ahead, watch, dummy. Yeah, go ahead. Watch this, dummy. Yeah, doing like, who is that guy? Yeah, do you even know his name? Yeah, because I don't even know his name. Look at him. Yeah, look at him. He's banging your wife right there. Oh my, now he's smoking crack with you. Well, isn't that Bobby's room on the other side of that wall? Holy shit! And Sally's down the hall. Jesus Christ! And you did this with your kid? Did you frisk him? Did you do a background check? Do you even know this guy? What was his name? You never answered that question. Bobby won't do his homework, and I don't know why. Up all night listening to you do lines and bang some guy you don't even know. My daddy watches friggin' perverts. Then, on my way out, right? He runs in the bathroom. Oh, tell him to wait. Now, we were all high. He was bugging out hardcore. Hardcore. He comes out of the bathroom in this leather outfit like a woman. Now, I understand people have their kinks. Maybe some people want to do it when they're sober. I don't know. I don't get that. But the point I'm trying to make is she even looked at me and said, "Oh, he likes to dress up like a woman." I said, "When he's high?" He goes, "Yeah, every time he's high." I said, "Okay, take it easy, man. See you later. Good meeting you." I walked outside, and his wife, stranger, drives me back to the restaurant to get in my car. I could have killed her on the way to my car. I raped her. Instead, I shook her hand, gave her a smile, and said, "Have a good night. Get home safe." They got lucky. I could have been a killer. Those two people, and their kids are dead. I guarantee they're dead. I should have time to unwind. Those days are over, honey. It's called being an adult and growing up. Grow up, you moron. I could have raped that daughter, that kid after I killed the two parents. I could have raped that daughter. Messed up her whole life. And I could have raped him too, done the same thing. I could have kept the kids alive. Because my conscience wouldn't allow me to kill the kids. I don't know. I'm trying to think like a nutcase. I can't do it. I don't know how they think. Anyway, I just remember that story. Today I was laying in bed because I got up and ate and I come back. I was laying in bed and I'm thinking of this story and I'm saying, holy cow, what the hell was wrong with these people? I still could see what they both look like. And I said, what the hell was wrong with these people? And I remember driving home thinking, what the hell is wrong with those people? I really did. And I was 19 or 20. I was 20. 20, excuse me. Definitely 20. All right, I was 20 years old. And I'm looking at people who are almost 50 and thinking, what the hell is wrong with you? It should be the other way around, don't you think? You kids today just don't know. Of course we don't know, because you and mom are doing lines and banging strangers in the bedroom while I'm trying to get some sleep. Wow, man. That means they were my age right now. And I was a muscular kid. I was like full of muscle. I was the big. I could have beat the hell out of this guy. And I know I'm a nice guy and I give off that aura, but so do sociopaths and friggin' schizophrenics and all those personality disorders and everything. They do too. Oh my god. That's the problem. You gotta think. Do something nice for somebody.